Booyah, baby. We're back.
Well, kind of, sort of.
I mean, our bodies are. We brought a little extra back with us.
It's all your fault.
You're welcome. I don't know how you ended up with it worse than me.
I don't know. But this has been probably one of the worst sickies I've been in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, we almost didn't go live. And I'm like, man, we need to. I miss my people.
No, it's been, well, really, I mean, we did that temporary one while we were on the ship. That short little one, but not having anything out for the last 2 weeks because we were out getting sunburns that turned into suntans. And
yeah, I've got a little bit of healing still going on, but thank you, Annie Ann. But yeah, it's been, well, he was really sick coming home, and then I was starting to get sick, and then it's been so bad, guys. We don't even have the car unpacked yet. We grabbed the have-tos and the whatnots.
Yeah, it was literally pull in, get the essentials.
And I've been sleeping on and off well, the first day we were back, we realized that we did have a catastrophe on, well, not a catastrophe, but call it what you will.
We'll have to get into that in a little bit.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can't spill beans within.
Well, you can't do everything in the first 2 minutes.
Something happened that I ended up having to take care of the day we got back. So whether I felt like it or not, I just spent all day taking care of it. And then I slept pretty much the last 2 days.
Yeah, we did have some work to do then, and the hard part is, like, we've been inside relaxing, because neither one of us feel 100%.
It's been beautiful,
and it's been gorgeous outside. Like, go out, do chores, been going out and do stuff that, the have tos, right? Take care of the animals, pick up packages that are coming delivered for everybody.
And I'll apologize now. There's so many text messages that I have not responded to. I've not been on my phone. Literally just been under my heated blanket for the last 2 days. So if you've messaged me and I haven't gotten back with you, that's why.
Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie.
I'm just trying to take it easy. But we did have, so we had kind of forgot we were talking about it. So, well, we got home Monday. Yeah, Monday night. And then had to take care of some stuff on Tuesday. Well, then yesterday, Philip Ryder, which I'm sure if he's not in here yet, he's going to be in here. He ended up stopping by because he was close to the area and said, hey, we want to, and we both kind of blitzed in it with being stuck on cold meds for the last 4 days.
Yeah.
Brain fog and all that kind of stuff. So he had stopped by, and then Ricky Smith stopped by today. He had to go to town and run some errands, and
of course I was not a gracious host because I was too sick, so I just pretty much stayed away from them. I didn't want to get them sick, so I kept my interactions very minimal, just because I don't want to give this to anyone else. So,
yeah, there we go. Kragels need the alcohol to kill all the germs.
It won't take much, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, actually, that was kind of the weird thing, was that, like, I wasn't even gonna drink because we didn't feel good, and I'm like, man, of course we drank enough for plenty of people while we were on the cruise. But then, with Philip coming and then Ricky come by, which Ricky come by today, so it didn't, but it was one of those, you know what, why not, right? The alcohol should kill the germs and be able to get up. What's up, Brian?
If that was the case, then neither of us would be sick.
Right.
Nice try.
I mean, part of me said that would work good, but then the other part was like, well, if I have enough of them, I don't hurt from being sick, so.
Yeah. No, I pretty much just showered an hour ago.
Yeah. Thank you, Sheila. No, it's great to be back, guys. It was really hard. That's why we tried to squeeze that one live in while we were on the cruise, just because we even get used to it, right? We count on this every week, coming in, being able to interact with you guys, talk, catch up. We haven't been putting out the videos like we normally do.
I started editing. I actually have a lot of footage, more than we took on any other cruise, honestly. So I've been starting to put that together, but that was just the first day that I started editing. I've not touched it since then. Like I said, I've been pretty much underneath my electric blanket.
There's Bob and Donna over there asking about how do we like the Cayman Islands?
We
They
didn't
looked like an
go.
island from the ship. We didn't go.
We didn't go.
We kind of had, so the first week we got off at the 3 ports, and of course we were with the big group.
Well, we didn't get off Mahogany Bay.
Oh, you're right. We didn't at the first one because we'd already been to Mahogany Bay. It was like they're really, if you're not doing an excursion, I'm sure doing excursions on a lot of these islands and stuff like that are amazing. But for us, it was like, hey, get off of the port, check it out. And we'd already done it. We were like, we'd rather stay on the ship and not deal with a lot of people. But we did a lot more on the first week than we did the second week. The second week really was just R&R, and
it was.
It did what we wanted. We got home and there was a small little remnants of ice in the driveway, like in the shady spots on the edge of the driveway. But the whole point was to miss the snow and ice and the cold, and that's what we did. We missed the snow, the ice, and the cold. So yeah, when we got to the Cayman Islands during the second week, that was actually our second seaport, and it was raining like crazy that morning. We got up to eat breakfast, just raining downpour, and they'd been calling for rain all day. And we're like, is it really worth getting off and getting soaked? Well, then the rain did subside, and we went up on the top deck of the ship and looked, and they use a shuttle boat to get you from, because there's not a dock for them to pull up there. And we got looking, and it was like an abandoned beach looking thing. And they said that, yeah, you were like under a little tent in some dude's like backyard.
It just looked like a cattle yard.
Yeah, and we'd had the day before we had got off in
Jamaica.
In Jamaica, what was the port?
Montego Bay.
Yeah, the Montego Bay.
Oh, you guys, I'm not gonna let him talk about. I'm correcting you about spilling beans. I don't even know how much of the video I'm gonna be able to show because it was that much anger out of me.
Well, we did have a good time when we got there. It was like getting there, getting back. So
yeah,
it wasn't a great experience when we went there.
No.
And so we were kind of aggravated about that.
It'll be in the video.
And then with the weather, we didn't actually get off at the Cayman. And then the third port coming back was Cozumel again. And we really debated whether we were going to get off because we loved getting off in Cozumel. But I was already starting to feel a little and I was like, I don't feel like people. And all these people are going to get off the ship. They're going to go have fun in Cozumel. And
I was fine not getting on because if you guys remember, about 2 weeks before we even left for this cruise, I had a horrible, horrible dream. I know I talked about it on one of the lives. So when what happened in Jamaica happened, my anxiety levels went off the charts. It was like my dream was coming real. And oh my gosh, it was awful, awful.
Oh, Helen said everyone's had the crud
go back
except her.
To Montego Bay. Yeah. Ever again. Ever. I don't care if this ship stops there or not. I will never do it again.
Well, it would have to be. I would say I don't want to say never because if well, give me a minute here. If we had an excursion or something scheduled that left right from that port, and we didn't have to deal with any of the grifters and the beggars and all the ones that we got stuck dealing with and getting scammed out of a cab, right? Like, if we didn't have to deal with that and it was a legit, like through the cruise or a legit tour thing, then maybe we would do that. But there's Scott and Susan. Don't know, go one of those 3-hour tours again.
That's what it felt like.
There, Lauren and Joel.
Guys. Sun-kissed. I love it.
It was awesome to be able to do. I mean, we enjoyed our week with everybody on there. And it was actually, there was less people. We had a bigger group ourselves, right? But there was less people overall on the ship on the first week because that big storm.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that didn't make it.
Yeah, the whole reason why we left early and all that stuff. So it did keep a lot of people off. It wasn't as packed. Now the second week, they made up for it, and there was a whole lot more people on it. But we were able to relax because it was just us. We didn't have hey, we want to go hang out with our friends, so we need to get up and we need to get motivated. We just wanted to lay in bed and be like, housekeeping.
And we did.
You're coming to clean our room later because we don't want to get out of bed yet.
The second week was literally we just did not want to come back yet, because we only budgeted for 1 week, so that's it. I mean, we didn't spend all that time in the casino, and yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, Helen talking about everybody getting the crud up there, and
Well, there's
poor Emily getting it.
There's Facebook
There's Ray
groups for both the cruise weeks
yeah.
that we went on. And yeah, there's a lot of people sick that they're talking about it on the Facebook groups. So this is not isolated. But when you're on a floating city, I think the one thing I noticed on the Liberty versus like the Jubilee was on the Jubilee, every single staircase, every single elevator, there were sanitation stations. If you guys remember our first family cruise, when Tim got sick, and they were barking at me because I was barking at everybody about using all the sanitation. They didn't have that on the Liberty. They were kind of sporadic. They weren't easily accessible.
And they weren't really in the spots you think they would be in either. It was kind of, they were more random. But yeah, ATN, it was awesome hanging with her and Mike for the week. I mean, we had a blast with everybody that was on it.
Yeah.
But getting some extra time there. Angie says her and Tony got married in Montego Bay 22 years ago.
So
well, and part of it, so I want to give some defense for anybody that may be watching it or wanting to go over to Montego Bay, was about 6 months ago, there was a hurricane that went through and did a lot of devastation on the islands down there. And you could see it. You could see the devastation. I mean, they got hit hard. There were some places that just wiped flat. They are trying to rebuild. I will give it to them. And I imagine that maybe once everything's rebuilt and functional, it might be awesome. And I think that if we would have done on an excursion that was pre-planned, that we would have got onto a cab or a van or whatever from that company at the port, not outside the port.
We did, just not through Carnival.
No, we didn't. We took a local cab company thing. That's what it was.
Through the port terminal.
Right, but that's not what I'm saying. Is if it would have been like, hey, you're going to go to the other side of the island, you're going to go somewhere like, because we did talk to people that went there and they said that they had a great time. Our experience, because we trusted the local cab company service
out of the port.
Yeah, so it was not a good experience.
No.
Which sucked because there was a lot of people that have said that like Montego Bay and going down there, like it is very beautiful. And I seen the potential. Like from the ship, you looked around, you could see where it was probably a really beautiful place. But them being so devastated and poor right now, it was not awful. Good.
I mean, the only good part is we did meet Heather and Alan. They were on the same taxi van that we were, and so they also, but whatever. So anyway, we had fun with Heather and Alan at Margaritaville, and we spent all of our time in Montego Bay at Margaritaville. And boy, I've not reviewed all the footage from that, y'all. I don't know how much is going to be YouTube
There might
appropriate.
Not be a lot usable.
There may not be.
But know that it was a good time there.
There,
right?
Yeah, it was.
Dale's saying, yeah, you need lots of warm tea with honey.
Yeah, I've been drinking tons of tea.
Yeah.
And toast, and this is my first wine I've had. But I did start an antibiotic. I think I actually have a little bit of strep going on, which I can't be around Jake and Jenna if I do have strep, because they have gutates, which that's a whole thing. Look it up. I ain't gonna go into it. It's an autoimmune disease. But anyway.
Right, floating petri dish for sure.
We had antibiotics. Anyway, I chose the one that would be coverage for strep, and I started those yesterday, and I am feeling a little better in my throat today. So hopefully I've warded that off.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
We were at Margaritaville there also. Yeah. No, that was cool. But you could actually even see they were rebuilding on a lot of that. Like that storm.
Like you couldn't go up to the upper deck.
Yeah, their upper deck was closed. They were still rebuilding it. And, it was just, it was sad in a way to see how devastated it was from the storm. Like you could tell it made a major impact because clearly like that type of place is totally funded off tourism.
No slides.
Yeah, but it also, just like anywhere, like even here in the States, right? A place gets devastated, you're going to have people that are going to try to take advantage of that. And I think that's what come in is a lot of the grifters, a lot of the solicitors coming in, trying to haggle you for stuff,
I kind of lost my cool. I yelled at him, like really confrontational yelled at him. Yeah.
That was definitely a
Yeah.
very much a common phrase coming from Sid and Frankie over there. Was like, hey, we don't know where we're going.
I mean,
We're just following the Marine. We're just gonna go.
yeah.
Like we're
We had Frankie, like, because Sid had the seasickness and stuff, but we knew from the get-go that Frankie is our daughter on this cruise every bit as much as she is Sid's. So everywhere we went, Frankie's safety was optimum. So she had a lot of parents on this cruise. There was nobody that was going to mess with Frankie on this cruise.
yeah.
We haven't even had a chance to watch anything.
Yeah, I know. And actually, Auntie Anna was just down there talking about we needed to watch Mel's video. We've been talking about that while we're laid up.
The Pelican.
Is we should watch all the videos of everybody that was out there, but
I keep falling asleep.
We had 2 weeks, guys, that we couldn't watch our blacklist, and so we're catching up. But also, yeah, it's one of those, like, we say we're watching TV, but most of the time it's checking our eyelids for cracks.
I did, Dale. It was more than the Karen. I brought the Rocky Balboa. It wasn't a Karen thing at all. I brought the Rocky in me. I brought the Rocky Balboa. And they backed off. Like, nuh-uh. Yeah.
So Angie, yeah, they're talking about that. I heard Johnny and them. We popped into their live for a little bit while we're trying to get all this set up and with fog brain, but I did hear them talking about wanting to do another group Alaskan cruise in 2027. So I think as more information comes out, I mean, shoot it to us, let us know, keep us in the loop.
For us, it was the cost the last time.
Yeah, but we're looking at if we can get it in 2 years, pay it. I don't know.
It's still the cost.
Well, we're gonna have to look, like I said.
If it's on Carnival, that's one thing, because we already have an established relationship with Carnival, and so our cruises are really cheap. So.
Let's see. James says I posted a new video.
Uh-oh.
You need to look at what you created. All right. Well, I guess I know what's on my list to go watch after this. James is checking that out.
There's Doug, our pseudo son.
There he is.
I know.
I was just thinking about him when we had our little incident. I guess we can kind of tell everybody we're getting quite a few in. We're 20 minutes in about. So Tuesday, what we had to do where we couldn't relax when we got home.
Oh.
So yeah, we left. We kept our regular schedule. We got off that ship, which luckily. So here was another thing. Luckily, we got off the ship when we did in New Orleans, because no sooner did we get our scanned and
mine didn't even work.
Well, yeah, hers didn't even work. Mine let us check off the ship because you have to scan to debark, and they tried scanning hers, it wouldn't come up, and so they scanned mine, which I had to replace my room card partway through because we were having some weird issues. So Carnival had evidently been having some computer issues throughout that second week, and so we get debarked, and everything's good there. We go down, we find our luggage, we get to the car, everything's all hunky-dory. Well, then we're on Facebook because we finally get service. Well, she was on Facebook because she finally had service, and I'm trying to drive around New Orleans.
Yeah, so no more than we got off. Carnival fleet-wide, their entire computer systems went off. All of them, which meant nobody else could get off the ship, and no new sailors can get on the ship. So that was a huge issue. Fortunately, we did get off, but the Liberty did not leave port that night till 11:30, when it was supposed to debark at 3:30. And they were actually taking down everyone's names on paper and pen. I guess it was just a huge mess. If you're into cruising, you guys should look at it. But it was fleet wide, all the way to Australia.
Paul, you're a mess. Helen talking about, her uncle's passing, and yes, there is a lot that goes into a military service. So
crazy thing, I keep all the information in my cookbook.
Prayers are out there
of what I would need, the person I need to call for that.
So yeah, the whole debarkation thing, right? We got that, but we got off the ship. Everything was fine, but we had a couple hours before we could check into the hotel room. And we were kind of debating. We're like, wait a minute. Our original plan was to stay an extra night.
I'm sorry, Helen.
to explore New Orleans, because Eric and Missy were going to be there with us, and we're like, hey, and then that'll give us time to kind of decompress before we have the long drive home. And then we're like, but Eric and Missy already left, which was fine, right? We didn't expect them to stay in a hotel for a week while we were on a cruise. That'd be crazy. So we said, nope, we're going to stay. I was already not feeling well. I'd spent the last day and a half at sea, laid in bed, got up to go eat, and we left the room.
Around.
Yeah, left the room for a couple hours when they needed to clean it. And that was really it. Like I just stayed laid up. I tried to go outside for a little bit. It was too much. Like I couldn't stay awake long enough. And so we decided to go down to the World War II Museum in New Orleans. A must if you go to New Orleans, guys.
Yeah. I'll have a lot of footage on that, guys.
Yeah.
I really did a lot of filming from inside. It's fragmented, of course, because, I can't film the whole tour. Well, it was 3 hours. So I'll pull through some of the highlights on the video footage. But definitely a must see if you're ever going to be in New Orleans.
Highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. So we went and we did that. Well, what we were not aware of,
because we're stupid,
it was Mardi Gras. Like that was starting Mardi Gras, and I know it's a whole long, week-long, 2-week-long, month-long, I don't know. Mardi Gras was going on. They had parades going on. They had roads blocked off. They had all this craziness. Didn't want to be part of any of it. So we're like, hey, that's fine. We're going to the museum. We got to the museum nice and easy. We'll get away from... No, we won't. Nope. They shut the roads down, guys. And
from the time we entered the museum to
the
time we got
out
of the museum.
And the one, my maps kept trying to take me around because I'm like, hey, you know what? I can't go that way. Let me try a different way. And I'd go, and all it would do is take me a few blocks. And it's one-way streets. And the way you want to go, all of a sudden you get all the way down to the end of it, and it's blocked off. It took us over an hour to get out of downtown New Orleans.
And y'all think he's cool and collected.
No, I was definitely not cool, calm, and collected. I
should have videoed it so y'all knew. You guys get the best of him on video because it was.
I became very close to being the next viral what not to do road rage incident.
He got honked at so many times.
It was not okay.
No.
And it definitely made it to where I have no ambition whatsoever to go back to New Orleans. If I could go to the museum, and I will be checking the calendar of events for New Orleans when we go again, that would be awesome because there was a few things, a couple of the shows that the museum does that we wanted to watch, but neither one of us still weren't feeling the greatest. And we were like, we'll just fall asleep. We're going to waste our time trying to sit in a theater and watch, a super cool movie.
We fell asleep at a comedy club.
Yeah. So we did that. And then we get back to the hotel room. Everything's all great, right? So fast forward. It's all good. We get home. Uneventful coming home. Just a normal, hey, stop, walk around, just your normal. Got home, looked, was like, couple strips of ice in the driveway, but all the snow and ice was gone. We were in t-shirts. We were happy about it. Said, hey, we're going to grab the essentials. We're going to bed. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Grab this stuff that we have to have. We're going to bed. And we did. Got up the next morning, was like, okay, damage assessment. The kids had told us a couple things. Plus, I just knew all the snow and ice and, the rain, mud, there was going to be damage to something, somewhere, somehow.
Of course, right? I wanted to check my seeds.
And it was nothing that they could have prevented. But it's our normal. We get home, we do a damage assessment. We're going to go around, we'll check the animals, see how they're doing, get eyes on them. Like she said, she had to check her seeds. But we knew that the last Harbor Freight shed that we have that's up by the Nugget Nest, it had collapsed. Jake had sent us a picture and said it gave up the ghost. Okay, well, it's 3 years old. It should have gave up the ghost, and it did. And
we thought, okay, hey, it's just acting like a tarp.
Yeah, and I went over and checked, and it did. It our e-bikes are in there, but the canvas part stayed whole, and it just laid over top. And I said, fine, they're still protected. A few things spilled out on the ground of some extra crap we had stored in there. We
had our stand-up freezer.
And yeah, so something told me once we got chores done and we got everything else, something said, hey, go over and look at that freezer. And so I went over and I looked at the plug and it was lit up and I'm like, okay, it's got power. And I was like, well, the way the canvas came down, I kind of had to move some things around and pry it off. So I got it to where I could open the freezer door and I looked and I'm like, oh, it's still frozen. And I shut it and I'm like, wait a minute. I opened it back up and I seen like ice chunks laying on things, and I'm like, that's not. And the whole top shelf was still cold, but it had thawed. And then I checked the other shelves, and they were still frozen. They were good, but everything that was on the top shelf and everything that was in the door, which was like some vegetables and stuff, all thawed out. And we're like, well,
I guess I
that's
know what
not
I'm
on the
doing.
plan for today. So yeah, ended up
Processing all the meat and stuff that was in. I still am working at it. I didn't work at it today because I felt really, really bad today. But I've got buns galore. I need to make croutons. I've like cooked up the meat. We have trays to go in the freeze dryer ready to roll. Because the one thing we did end up losing was I lost a huge amount of frozen zucchini because we had to pull them from the other freezer in order to make room to try to get rid of the rest. I do have 3 turkeys in the stand-up yet that are thawing out, which is what I want them to do, so that I can at least do something with those turkeys. And then tons of jalapenos.
Yes, absolutely, Antan. So yeah, I looked at it. I don't know why that thing all of a sudden. Doug, I was having withdrawals. But yeah, that meant, like she said, which a lot of that zucchini was actually from like 2 years ago. And as you know, we don't ever have a shortage of zucchini. So
it was easy to make the decision.
Yeah, we had to consolidate because now we only have the one chest freezer, and then we packed the one in here. We packed the one in the house. Like it was, luckily, it was a minimal loss, and it was stuff that wasn't gonna really cost us much, in replacing it. So it just sucked that we had to do that, and we weren't feeling well. Um, and
I
honestly,
utilized some of it for supper last night.
Yeah, it actually helped in the end because now we have stuff that when she was doing some of the meal prep to get ready to freeze dry it, that left us some extras that we didn't have to cook for the last couple days. No, we're not going to feel good.
Amazing hot wings, amazing garlic parmesan wings. I made a Alfredo pasta casserole type
really
thing.
good.
Yeah.
There's Jess, Ryan. Got to talk to Ryan today.
I think I fell asleep when you were talking to Ryan, for sure.
Yeah, you did. So yeah, that ended up just being a full debacle. There's Mike and Terry. Always love seeing them, and they're celebrating their 5 years on the YouTubes.
Congrats! It is really frustrating because honestly, 14 days was a long time to be on a cruise ship. I was ready to come home. I was ready to hit the ground running. I got so much to do. I was looking forward to doing all those things. So to be holed up on beautiful days because I can barely function, I'm achy. Yeah. It's just defeating, But I'm not bitching because it's our own faults. We opted and chose to take this cruise.
Well, it is what
it is.
Right. But here was the thing, and this is what we had told ourselves when we looked at it and we decided we were going to do it. Everybody in the group was excited. Well, I think they were more bummed that they're like, wait a minute, why can't we do the same thing you guys are doing? And we're like, you can. And they're like, yeah, kids, school, responsibilities, adulting, jobs, and all those things that for the right reasons they couldn't do it. We would have loved to have all of them stay around for another week, but the truth be told, had we come home, we wouldn't have done anything that week anyways, because it was so nasty outside that we couldn't have been really productive. So why not take the time? We got a heck of a deal on it.
And we definitely enjoyed our first week with everyone more than we enjoyed our second week. It wasn't that the second week was bad. It was one, we didn't plan for it, so therefore we didn't budget for it. So it was a very minuscule amount of money spent for the remainder of our time on the ship. And what we did win, because I won like 427 or something, I cashed that out and then we never played again. And that's what we used for the remainder of the cruise. So I think when we do our 14th day in November, we're going to take Skip-Bo, Phase 10.
Yeah. Well, and it was a nice precursor to figure out, can we do 14 days?
Sherry.
And yes, Helen, you did. We had went to one of the comedy shows and the guy was okay. We were both kind of tired, but the guy was like not a super great keep everybody in. Yeah, we both end up dozing off.
Yeah.
So there's Arlene and Bo. But yeah, it was a nice kind of precursor to say, hey, you know what? We have one scheduled in November that we're
On
going to
the
do.
same ship.
Yeah,
They
for
were
14 days. And with it being a smaller, older ship, there wasn't as much to do as there is on the really big ships.
The shows were great.
Yeah. No, we love the shows. Like
But we watched them all.
and well, the nice thing was there was some shows that we missed during week 1 that we were able to catch during week 2.
Yeah.
And so it worked out great. It honestly did. But then it given us that time to kind of relax and decompress a little bit.
But there were some things that were better on week 2 than week 1.
Jessica got some business, got some bunny loving going on. We did that yesterday, day before.
Yeah.
It's been nice enough. We're like, hey, we need to made it a change for me to get in first though. Thank you, Tamara. Yeah, we're hoping that all of this passes very soon.
I'm hoping I can wake up to. And Shane, I did say I had a message from Courtney. I apologize. I've not had the energy or the gumption to even pick up my phone. So I will get with you guys as soon as because I'm probably, no lie, I'm probably going to finish this live and I'm going to go back in and I'm going to go back to bed because I feel like I just
Chris, yeah, actually that's what
the chickens are getting it.
All the chickens are going to get like a lot of that scrap and stuff like that. The rabbits aren't going to eat it, but the chickens will eat all that, like the zucchini that we pulled out. I'm probably going to take that out for them tomorrow morning, and they'll just get a huge smorgasbord out there. And yeah, it won't go to total waste.
No. And if I had to give up anything, I'd rather give up the zucchini.
Become obsessed with spaghetti squash.
Oh yeah,
please grow me some.
I still have some from last
year. Oh yeah, we do have some from last year. Yeah. I won't throw that one. We're mentioned by the Gillums during some planning, possible 2020.
You know, we could definitely help with that if we're doing Carnival. If they're doing a different cruise line, it just wouldn't make sense for us because, well, we get Carnival rates.
Yeah, but it might be something to look into. We might be able to find a.
Well, we are gold now. We did switch up and elevate to gold status. Yeah. So I think the other cruise lines do honor or will match your casino rates or your gold status. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, now that we've been doing it for a little while, it's always something to check into. And yeah, so Dale reminding everybody, so before we forget, with our foggy brains of cold medicine and cold snacks, is it's Homestead Hangout, guys, and we are back. So it's going to be our normal. Starts at, well, that should say 5, right? Should say 5 with the Gillums. They go for an hour. With us at 6, obviously, and then you're gonna go 7 over at Dale and Nana at 9 Acre Family Farms. That is the Homestead Hangout lineup, guys, and we definitely did miss doing our lives. Like that was something why we were on the ship.
It really did.
And we were kind of hoping that even that day that I had the international data, that it was like, well, if this works, maybe when we do other stuff, we can just pop that on for a day and we'll run. But
it's expensive.
Yeah. Well, it was expensive, but I mean, in relation, but it just, the service wasn't good enough to say, hey, yeah, we're going to continue to do that.
So in the end, we have to wait 7 to 10 days after the completion of our last cruise for everything to update in the hub. Plus the hub has been down because of the Carnival fleet-wide IT outage. So it would do us no good to call Wanda right at the moment. We're going to wait those 7 to 10 days. I did get a message today from Carnival that the IT issues have all been resolved. So hopefully everything will start to regenerate, because if I go into our account, it still shows us as reds, not golds.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for all that, but we will.
We're definitely gonna. And it wasn't necessarily anything overall. It's just that we've already spent quite a while on that one. So if we could switch it up and be on a different ship, maybe see what the other option, because there is another ship that goes out of there.
Yeah.
But we just have to see. And we may even change, like that's something when we talk to Wanda, we may not do the 14 out of New Orleans. We may switch it and do it out of Galveston or something and go on a bigger ship.
It depends. I don't want to lose money, so I won't lose money.
I know. I'm aware. I know.
I think the other thing, y'all, oh my gosh, you guys.
Hoorah.
Pardon my French, but I feel like shit. And not this shit. Our GI system. 2 weeks of eating processed foods and not homegrown foods, y'all. Oh my gosh. My husband has an upset GI system all the time. Let me tell you what. There is a difference. I am even more convinced that the way we choose to eat here on the homestead is superior to any of the processed foods.
Oh yeah, for sure.
On the ship, like I feel gross. And
so
we've been like detoxing the whole time we've been home.
Debbie Holloway, I wonder if she's relation to the family. Try some OSHA bear root. Had an asthma attack, his aberration big time. Just got the extract because the root wouldn't get to me in time. How fast it worked, no antibiotics.
OSHA root, huh? I will look into that. Thank you.
Absolutely. I highly doubt it was the second week that got you, especially with everyone else getting the crud. It just unfortunately hit you later than the rest. Yeah. And there was a lot of things that we went back and kind of looked and was like, oh, maybe it was because of this and that. But once again, you're in a cesspool of people that just it's a floating petri dish.
I mean, we always washed our hands when we went into like the dining hall or the they have like wash hand stations. I never had to wait because there was no one doing it.
Yeah, Vicks on your feet and put socks. Yeah. So still on the West Coast, almost missed you. Still not used to the time difference.
Right. Yeah.
Always love seeing Laura and Ollie on there. Clara saying hey. There's Kath. Oh, I'm so sad. I got the crud. Maybe there's a expedition healing for both of you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we were hoping. 2 bagels later, she's flighty and still not well.
Well, I purposely did not take my next dose of NyQuil. So I'm actually getting a little bit more congested because I didn't want to like not bagel for y'all. And it's probably overdue. But yeah.
Jenna's doing well. We've not done any more on her house yet. We've got some stuff in the works.
She did tell me the first night we were home. She's like, so she's ready to buy the drywall. She's kind of holding off because with Jake and Chloe putting the mobile home over on that side, they are actually getting their own electrical pole. And so she's kind of holding off on buying the drywall because she knows that they have to split the cost of the electric. However, they figure out how they split it, right? Whether it's a third, whether it's a half, that's on them. So she's kind of holding on to that. So we could actually be drywalling this weekend. She did say that. I know we haven't even filled each other in on anything. She said that she could drywall this weekend, but then that would take care of her reserves. It's just planning all that on their budget. So
oh yeah, Joe.
If they're I would hope that if they're ready, if she's ready to drywall this weekend, I know Philip Ryder said he would come and help. As long as I'm not sick, as long as he's not sick.
that brings up the point too, like we had talked about priority wise, which we did. The moving company came and did the pre-inspection for getting Jake and Chloe's trailer moved in, and we are gonna have to put a culvert and get the driveway started over there anyways because of the transition in the ditch coming off the road. So we're gonna have to get that done, and of course they did say they were pushing it back a week. The company was pushing it back a week, so they gave us a little bit more time to get the rest of it cleared. But the guy was able to look and told us, hey, this is what I need cleared. This is where you need to get things done for us to come here.
Kind of what you guys needed. You needed that clarity of.
Yeah, like we had a good idea, and honestly, he didn't say any more than what we already kind of figured. But getting that confirmation that we did enough already. Where the house needs to go, Jake did start doing that while we were gone a little bit, and then had some issues with the chainsaw. So, not a big issue. Just I never taught him how to put the chain on all the way. So that's on my bad. And but yeah, we were gonna work on that. Jake and I walked it today, so kind of getting that because that's a big project. And Jenna's, yes, kind of holding off a little bit because even if we got all that done, it's still a power issue over there.
Yeah.
I had a plan in my head of getting her some temporary power, if need be, and that would have worked fine. But if we can do it where it's a more permanent once the power pulls in,
right,
that would be a lot better plan altogether. So kind of waiting on that. But then with this Harbor Freight shed falling, it's put us for our side of the project. We've got to build the garage / farm stand
ASAP.
up by the road like
ASAP
now. So
I would say we're going to be starting the garage within the next week. I'm still looking to sell the trailer.
Yes.
What? Yeah. Right.
That was the other thing that a lot of people don't tell you about on the cruise. You gotta learn to go back to the old 1-ply toilet paper on the cruise ships. And
so I am going to be selling my commercial oven that I bought for the summer kitchen, guys. As cool as it is to have, I realize that counter space is more important to me. So I am going to be listing the trailer, that heavy.
Yeah, the big heavy equipment trailer that I got
and the stove on Marketplace. And hopefully we'll be able to sell those and have enough that we can go ahead and get everything started for the garage and the farmer's stand.
Ooh, that'd be awesome, Shane. And they're looking for a house with a couple acres, and then we'd have a place to park the Nugget when we want to go visit.
I'm game.
Always good for a trip to Texas. Maybe going home next week, but then going to Cali. My son had a bicycle accident and needs help. Crazy times. Oof. Yeah.
If you need a place to stay, let us know.
Well, Cali to Nebraska, we're kind of out of the way.
Is home like Texas and then over there?
We still would be out of the way.
I would be okay with going to Pearl Harbor. So anybody that's on the YouTube cruise committee, I'd be good with Pearl Harbor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have done that, but we got spoiled on the Jubilee because they were everywhere.
Uncle Bob says hi.
Hi, Uncle Bob.
Cheers, Uncle Bob.
That would be really cool. I would love to visit that.
Well, and the cool thing was they did have a lot of stuff about that at that World War II museum in New Orleans. And well, you're right on time because you're in here and we've seen the comment. So I appreciate you and the missus being in here.
Yes.
Hopefully y'all are still enjoying your adventures on the West Coast.
Oh no, that's awful.
Oh gosh.
Hey.
Yeah, hopefully there's some fast healing there.
Yeah. I think the thing that disappointed me the most in the World War II museum was that I was really looking forward to finding out more things about my grandpa's ship. He was the Ithea. Nana loves you. He was on the LCS 333. If you're not Navy, you may not know, they were called the Mighty Midgets. They ran in between the shorelines, or they protected landing crafts. So they were in a smaller ship of 65. They all had personal jobs, but then they also had fighter jobs. And he was shot down in Okinawa. And I was really hoping that there would be something I could see. I've only been able to find one documentary that showed the LCS 333. And I always thought my grandpapa was just a cook because he would be like, I was just a cook. But what I didn't know was that the Mighty Midgets are double duty. When he wasn't cooking on a ship of only 65, he was a rampant fighter. And so they were protecting the landing craft. And I just was wishing that I could see something of Peppa.
Well, I thought we found when we went to the
Corpus Christi.
Yeah, when we were at that aircraft.
But we didn't find anything in Corpus Christi. That's when we watched that documentary.
Oh, I thought we found stuff in the museum about it.
We watched the documentary, and from what I could find, because the Mighty Midgets weren't big landing crafts, they didn't get the notoriety. So I don't know. I was kind of hoping for a little bit
You
more.
could be Uncle Bob too, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Uncle Bob and Donna. That's what we'll start referring to them. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad they were here to hold down the ridge area while we were gone. Grandpa was Army, World War II. Yeah. He was hit by a shrapnel from an explosion. He had horrible scars and had to use crutches to walk. Yeah.
Now, Papa, he did have a mortar shell in his knee. And in the time of World War II, they didn't have the surgical interventions to remove that. They did end up removing it in his late 70s. But I used to sit on his lap and he'd let me feel the point of the shell that went through his leg. And they had to float in shark-infested waters waiting for recovery. And so, like, he's told me more than he's probably told anybody in the whole family. And I just was kind of hoping to see something that showed how important they were in those fights. So, anyway. All right, he's got to blow his nose. Oh, does that mean I get comment time?
No, you get your hands off.
No.
You get your... You're going to push buttons that don't need pushed. We know how you work.
It's really cool. Wait until you guys see the video. I do know on the coffee chat, and I'm sorry I'm not going back and looked at the comments.
Oh.
I may have to switch this video into 2 parts because it's going to be really, really long because it's 2 weeks. So would you guys rather me do it in 2 videos and do like week 1 and then week 2? Or do you guys just want a longer video and put all of it into 1? It's up to you guys. So I need you guys to tell me the ones that are in here are the ones that are most important. Because you watch our stuff. I know you guys are there. So tell me what you guys would want me to do because I'm still in the editing process. If you want one long, all-inclusive video, great. Or if you want me to break it up into 2 parts, so let me know.
Sheila says HistoryNet has several documentaries on the Mighty Midgets.
Really?
We'll have to check that out.
Yes.
And yes, absolutely, Tamara, David over there. We love and support our vets as well. Salute every single one of them. That is awesome. There is Ace representing.
My uncle actually gave me the Purple Heart documents.
Yeah, I had to get them out. Like Shrek said, better out than in.
Oh, we had to stop and get like lotion tissues because we were both just like, this isn't sunburn, guys. This is from blowing our noses.
Oh, so ATN says whatever works best. Helen says I like suspense. I vote for 2 separate videos.
Okay.
There's Daryl. Yeah, we're still alive, buddy. I know he'd been messaging me too, and I've just not been active on that.
We've just not done anything.
No.
We're lucky. We thought about canceling tonight. I'm like, no.
There's the Jobs coming in. Sheila says prefers the 2 videos.
Okay.
Let's see. Time-wise, it works better for us to watch 2 videos.
Okay.
And I think that was kind of our consensus, was dropping it into 2 just because we do like to keep the slightly shorter videos instead of one really long one. Yep, it's looking like 2 videos is winning.
Okay, good. Thank you, guys.
So,
I mean, and honestly, I think each video in those 2 parts is even going to be a longer video. Because I don't, the last couple of cruises we've went on, we've had comments that, you just didn't want to take us along. No, I do want to take you along. So I did get a lot of footage of everywhere that we went.
Well, and that's also part of why we haven't watched anybody else's videos.
Right.
Is, when we do a big group project and we do something like that, if other people are releasing videos before us, which in this case is, totally understandable, right? We were on for an extra week. We don't want to be like biased in our editing to make it where it's like, and we also don't want to, it's one of those like, we just don't want it to be a bias. And not that it would, but we don't want to make it too similar or have a lot of the same things, or, like we haven't watched any of the other videos until until
I'm done editing our stuff. So yeah.
Hey, it's Johnny. It's a brand new day.
Yeah.
Always love seeing him and Christine over there. Exciting hearing Johnny talking about, exciting but super jealous. He's over there talking about getting what list he wants to go, getting car lifts in the shop and the garage.
I'm sorry, baby.
It's fine.
It's probably my fault. You don't.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna push you off the porch.
You had a chance to push me off the ship and you didn't, so I think I'm safe.
They have way too many man overboard drills. There's like cameras everywhere. It wouldn't work anymore. I don't know how them people got away with it back in them documentaries where they just mysteriously disappeared. How? They have like sensors everywhere.
Is that in your brain?
No, I'm just saying, like, when they talk about you can't throw anybody overboard, you can't throw stuff overboard because they have all these sensors and everything that pick up motion, like if you're going to go overboard. And then you go back to like these stories that you've heard of cruises where, like, you know, one of the spouses didn't make it back, and it's like, how did they not know they went overboard? Like, where were they at? Like, maybe that's because they have this, maybe that's why they have the sensors now. They didn't have them back then. But
yeah, everywhere you go, you're on camera. So, yeah. Oh, that's sweet.
Trying to go through, getting a bunch of people coming on. It's going to be the shop that YouTube built. That's awesome. That's the way to do it right there. Yeah. And we're going to get to ours eventually. This garage that we're building up by the road is not we're going to call it a garage, but it's just going to be a glorified shed. I have no intentions of it being a garage. That's why we've actually been on the fence. And that's been our conversation, is whether we put a concrete slab in it for thinking future proofing if I wanted to put something in there, or do we just build a wooden floor? And quite honestly, where it's going to be up there and its point and purpose with the farm stand on the end of it, I think we're just going to go.
I want the wooden floor.
Yeah.
Like, I have high hopes. Like, I really think my farm store is going to go really well. I have really high hopes. And if I outgrow the lean-to farm stand portion of it, and we already have the next shop up, I would love to take over all of it. So that'll be our next project.
Taking over all of it. Look, Dale throwing all the hearts. You got the orange for Johnny and Christine, and the blue for us, and the green for the old John Deere green.
Mm-hmm.
Letters 3 foot high. I can't never not think of that song every time I say John Deere.
Oh no,
green.
but I can tell you, this has taken so much more energy than I thought I had.
Well, you've talked a lot more than I thought you would.
You
were debating. That's where I kind of laughed, and of course everyone else is going to get a giggle out of it because you're like, oh, you may have to do the live alone, and I'm like, at least be here, companionship, right? It's not just me staring at it. But I'm like, oh, I might get 10 words in then on live, and then I was like,
all right, fine. I'm just gonna sit here and I ain't gonna say a whole nother damn word.
Look, you know what? We can crayon and bagel though. Got it. Washington's okay back in the old hometown, helping out my mom. Oh yeah. We're out there getting it. Daryl got them with the crayons and the bagels. Getting it. Yeah. Hard to drink a lot when your nose, like, you don't realize how much that you need to breathe out of your nose when you're drinking. So,
I mean, yes. I think today was yesterday and today were my worst days. Well, I am believing that I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna turn the corner. That's what I'm believing. Yeah.
Well, and yesterday, so the thing that mine has all just been like in my head, right? A little bit of a cough. Every time I mention it, it happens. But not that deep, like chest cold cough. It was just kind of like you got some stuff going here, it's going down into your chest, but no aches, no pains, no like flu type symptoms at all. Just like a sinus head cold where you got germs. But then yesterday morning, she had woke up because she felt it. Well, Tuesday.
On the way home.
Coming home, she was like, "Ooh, I think I'm starting to get it," and you could kind of hear like that nasal blockage. And then when she woke up yesterday morning, she's like, this might not be good because it's in like, I'm feeling it in my throat. And luckily I haven't gotten any of that like going into the throat.
It's all upper. I'm not really feeling anything deep.
I got you, Top.
Yeah. Thanks, Top. Actually, I need to dip in. I do have some mullein tincture and I do plan on utilizing some of that. I've been using some oil of oregano in my coffee. Speaking of coffee,
we did. I don't know if I passed by him or not. I don't know if Patrick's in here. He's probably listening. Maybe he's still working. But we got our special package. We've kind of mentioned it, and we weren't mentioning it to be like,
No,
hey,
we were
Patrick,
just like, thank God for Folgers after coffee.
yeah,
cruise,
because
or cruise
that was
coffee.
probably the worst. One of the worst things to try to handle is like you don't get the strong coffee, and you know it's obviously not unless you go to specialty coffee shops, which we didn't. We were just getting it from like the dining hall.
Well, Pop's bought me one once.
Yeah, and so to come home and have regular coffee, we were talking about that in the coffee chat, and then lo and behold, I got a text today from our brother Patrick, there, cuddly texting, and he's like, "Hey, in about 3 hours, you're gonna have a package delivered to your door." And I'm like, "What?" And so I went out. We were actually watching our show, and I went out and I looked around, and I'm like, "Dude, I don't see a package." So I messaged him. I'm like, "Hey, buddy, I appreciate it, but I'm not seeing a package nowhere." Like I walked and he said, "Well, it said it was delivered." And I'm like, "I'm not seeing it." Well, they had wrapped it in like a black bag instead of a white bag. It was a black one, and they set it on the seat of the side by side. It blended right in. I had no idea it was there, so I went back out. So yeah, we got our restock, guys, of the Texas. I can't wait till tomorrow morning.
And he's like, "Oh yeah."
Snort some Coke. The carbonation will clean your sinuses.
No thanks. I've been.
What kind of Coke are you getting with carbon? Oh, he's talking about Coca-Cola. I was like, Coke don't have. But all right, we better change subjects. Sounds like Terry could use some Mullen and time tea.
Yeah.
Yep. We are all blessed. You decided to bite the bullet and join us, sister. You know you're in our prayers. It passes quickly. Bo's over here laughing. Poor Jason not getting to talk.
He always gets to talk.
Yeah. Okay. Got to get ready for their live because Dale and Anna are going to be up
That's
live
right.
in like 3 minutes, guys. Annie and I tried 2 specialty coffees on the ship. Both were yucky.
See, that's what Pop said, but I was fine.
Although
like, the one that I got, I thought was really good.
I was gonna go because that David had talked about he'd come up the one time and he got the specialty coffee, but then because some of the bars in the morning are specialty coffee shops, and he was able to get a couple shots of different like flavored liquors in it.
I don't even know if he even had any coffee.
Well, let's be honest.
It's David.
David's amount of coffee that he drinks in a coffee drink is about the cap of a soda bottle, so it's not much.
Shiloh, it's Texas Pecan coffee, and it's sold at HEB. And I actually signed up for an HEB account, and I could not get it to send it to me.
Well, he actually gets it from, and I kept the paper this time because
you can get it on Amazon.
Yeah, he got it shipped, so we'll have to do a post or send you a thing.
I can't do whiskey, Shane. No.
Ace, not my Coke Zero. Well, yeah, that's what Philip Ryder was talking about. He's like, man, you need a hot toddy and get it cleared out. And I was like, I don't know if it'll get something out of her system, but it will just be what's in her stomach.
Be that.
She's doing good. Today is her birthday. Oh,
happy birthday. Actually, this is probably the best.
Talking to Mike Birch.
This is the best I've actually been able to
wife's
speak.
Birthday today.
All day. So I think maybe talking more has helped me to talk more. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
With Miss HEB. I don't know. You know what? We never did. We went down to Texas, and of course, we were only ever visiting. And when we were down in Corpus, we went to the commissary. So we never went to the and then when we went down for the cruise back in October, we were gonna go into one and stock up. And then we never actually did go into. I mean, it's typical grocery store. But
speaking of cruises in January and February, the consensus is we probably will not do another cruise in January and February. I know we've mentioned this on our other live, but we listed so bad on the first week on the ship that the pool. Well, we're in the casino. We're holding on kind of to the slot machines.
Sean, you big lurker.
As the boat like tilts, right? It listed so bad that the pool dumped out into the gangway and the staterooms. I think that's the biggest thing with spring cruising is the bad weather. And I don't know if I want to go on a cruise ship again.
Well, yeah, because it was like when we did a spring, we did the fall, right? We did the one in May, we did one in October. And
October was great.
It was a little warmer in the Caribbean than I liked.
And freaked out.
But it was nice because the water was warmer. But going in January, like even trying to get in the ocean, it was a bit cool. was kind of like, and then of course when you're leaving the port and it's cold, you know, we came back to port in between cruises on that Sunday,
shipping ice.
and they're shipping ice off the deck and everything. So said, hope y'all feel better, but y'all got sick because y'all went without us.
I know, right?
Okay, so guys, love every single one
back
of you.
with you, Courtney, tomorrow. I promise.
We've gone over
after I go to bed
by a couple seconds, so yeah, we will see you
guys
over.
Thank you.
Yep, we will see you next week. We're probably gonna go rest, so but we want y'all to go give Dale and Nana some love over there at 9 Acre Family Farms. So love y'all. Go on now. Get on out of here.